Aaron Rodgers sent out a very nice Instagram post last night with a lot of hearts, and it read like one of those Hallmark posters, and gratitude and love and wine is for the soul, so get drunk on it. And, it's one of those things. And, mysterious. I've said this before. I have nothing in common with Aaron Rodgers. He doesn't get along with his parents, or as far as I can tell, his brother. Never married, no kids, doesn't have a pet. I take incredible pride on being self-reliant. I couldn't tell you the last meeting I had. I've been here 6 years. I couldn't tell you the last time I saw my bosses. He's arguing with his every offseason. So I can't get into his head. I don't, generally, if you tell people you love them, you don't bail on them 10 minutes later. Well, what do I know? Now, I will say this, I doubt the Packers know what he's doing yet. I think they have a press conference tomorrow, but that's pre-combine. They do that annually. And I think Aaron would like to control the announcement. It's hard to keep a secret with Aaron Rodgers, especially in Green Bay. Also, he's on the Sirius XM every week or most weeks with Pat McAfee, and today he's on, so he likes to drum up business on that. My hunch has always been he would return to Green Bay for a lot of reasons. He's got power there. There is no owner. He's got a young offensive coach. The division is absolutely awful. Devontae Adams, Aaron Jones, he's got star players around him. Brady's now retired, so we think. So the NFC is just wide open. Plus, this isn't discussed a lot. In one more season, he's a free agent. He can move like Brady did. Right now, he could not. So my hunch has always been he'd be back. And plus, when you read the Instagram post, it's too long to put on the air. He likes a lot of stuff about Green Bay. He likes his left tackle, David Bakhtiari, the coach, the players. There's a lot to like about Green Bay. You can hide, a little bit in Green Bay. You don't have the press over you all the time. He's got a bunch of pictures, and everybody's trying to figure out what the pictures mean. And what I find really entertaining about this whole thing, it is very much reminiscent of Brett Favre. A lot of drama toward the end. The difference is Aaron Rodgers was the backup to Favre, and everybody knew he could play. Jordan Love is the backup to Aaron Rodgers, and nobody thinks he can. So there's really some pressure on Green Bay to get this puppy right. When Brett walked out the door, everybody in the building knew Aaron's really good. Right now, nobody in Green Bay is saying that about Jordan Love, from as far as I can tell. But I was thinking about this as I drove in this morning. There's this weird syndrome. I don't know if you've read about it. They call it the Havana syndrome, where we've sent government officials to, other countries. And in Havana, there was a hotel, and our government officials came back and they were sick multiple times. And nobody can figure out the illness. It's a mystery illness, and they've called it the Havana syndrome. It's all over. You can go search it, Google it. I always call this, Favre and Aaron Rodgers, the Green Bay quarterback syndrome. It's the same without the sickness part, is that there's a reason Favre from the South, good old boy, and Aaron Rodgers, no-cal hipster, connected to Hollywood, have become the same guy. It's the Green Bay quarterback syndrome. Because you have no owner, and because you don't get free agents, they're not interested in being there, you're not only the franchise quarterback, you're the franchise, beginning, middle, and end. And Green Bay is unique. The trophy for the Super Bowl is named after your former coach. The town is called Title Town. And you win the division every year because the Bears-Lions are almost always dysfunctional, and the Vikings are good but never a Super Bowl winner. And so it's a really weird dynamic where you don't have an owner, Jerry Jones, and in 2022, the world's changed. You need owners. I mean, Stan Kroenke is the reason that Matt Stafford, OBJ, and Von Miller are Rams. They gave up picks. They called Stan Kroenke. He got it done. Like, owners matter. To get on the phone, let's make a move. Green Bay doesn't have one, so they're a little bit of an outdated model. They're the post office, as I've joked before. They don't get free agents. Well, the Super Bowl champ went out and spent money on free agents or gave away draft picks. And so you have the expectations to win. It's Title Town, the Lombardi Trophy. You win your division, you're MVP. But you're really not built to win in today's pro sports environment where mobility, free agents, and owner can be huge, forget benefits, huge advantages. Stan Kroenke's the reason Matt Stafford's here. That would be hard to pull off without an owner. You'd have to have multiple meetings. You'd have to go to the board in Green Bay. By that time, he's off to somebody else. And so I think it's a very unique situation. And at the end of regular seasons, Favre and Aaron Rodgers once again can win MVPs and dominate the division, have the passer rating, and no title. One for both. And so I think it creates the Green Bay Packer quarterback syndrome. They're not really built to win Super Bowls in 2022 and beyond. They're not. You need an owner. You need free agents. The margins are slim. Von Miller ended up being massively important. You can argue they do not win some of those playoff games without Von Miller. OBJ was huge in the first half in the Super Bowl. Big against Tampa. And so I have no idea what Aaron's going to do. My hunch has always been that he will stay. He wants to feel loved. There was a lot of hearts, very hallmarky card. He wants to be loved, and I think he is, despite his drama, loved in Green Bay. So sometimes stories happen, and I don't really get them. I can remember when Kevin Durant, there were rumors he was going to go to the Warriors, and I'm like, I don't. Clay and Steph, and he's different, and there's one basketball. It happened. They won titles, so sometimes you get surprised by stuff. I think it caught a lot of people, including Adam Silver, off guard when that happened. There are a lot of people now, and it's being discussed a lot. Steve Young, Joe Montana talking about Trey Lance. He's not ready. Another story yesterday, PFT Live. Tom Brady, people think he's going to San Francisco. Ian O'Connor, very smart, respected New York Post columnist, told me on my podcast the other day, I would be shocked if he doesn't go to San Francisco. It's so, generally, there's an order to things. I get up in the morning, I have a coffee, read the news for 20 minutes, get dressed, go to work. There's an order, right? For unhappy quarterbacks, the order is you express frustration with the front office, you call your agent and talk to him. Then a couple days later, you request the trade. If that fails, your agent leaks something to the press to put pressure on the team. And then if that fails, then you threaten to retire. And that's the order of things. The order isn't, I'm going to retire, and 2 weeks later, just kidding, I'm going to go play for the Niners. What? Excuse me? So Brady retires. Stories come out that he's not particularly happy at the end, which Bruce Arians refutes. And now I'm supposed to believe the most prepared, detailed athlete of my life is just going to throw a haymaker out there and come out of retirement. It makes no sense. Tom Brady would go 6 to 7 months a year without a beer or a strawberry. And now, 2-3 weeks after retiring, he's lost all discipline. He's just frantic at home, bailing water, bored out of his mind, can't get it together, got to be back, desperate. I just doesn't feel anything like Brady. It's so weird and clunky and off-brand for a meticulously prepared and detailed person. Now, I will say the Buccaneers own his rights, and so if San Francisco said, hey, we'll give you Garoppolo, because they don't have a quarterback. Maybe you could appease the Buccaneers if you could get a starting quarterback. I don't know, but this is one of these stories, and Kevin Durant to the Warriors, I didn't see it coming. This feels off-brand. It feels weird. Tom tends to be meticulous and not ever impulsive, never, ever desperate. NFC West is really hard. I think Shanahan's offense, usually everybody's better in year 2. I do think Kyle and Belichick have some personality similarities, intense, very little interest in the media. Not necessarily Belichick's offense wasn't quarterback-centric, although it was important. San Francisco's offense isn't really quarterback-centric. Tom could come in, 27 attempts, 20 of 27. It's not Bruce Arians down the field, interceptions, pick sixes, don't risk it, no biscuit. That's the exact opposite of Shanahan's offense. So it would be a very easy offense for a veteran quarterback who likes efficiency to work. But this story to me doesn't make a ton of sense. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.